Hello guys, welcome you all in our channel. So in previous video we have gone through from the basics Linux command. So now in this video we will take a look at some popular Linux command. So let's begin by turning on our terminal. In the previous video we have talked about the environmental variable. So let's talk more about the environmental variable. Suppose let's take an example of the path variable. So I will print echo dollar path. This path variable specifies that the given directory for this variable can be accessed from any location of the directory. Suppose we want to use the script or the tools which is located in the user.bin. I am in the directory like a desktop directory. So let's go in desktop directory, cd desktop. So I am in desktop directory. Suppose I have to use the ls command which is in user/bin directory. So I will use simply ls to list the directory. The ls command is located in the user/bin directory. Suppose the script which is not available in the user/bin directory, so I have to give the full path for that command. Let's take another example. Suppose I will do echo dollar user. This will give the user of my current machine. If I do echo dollar pwd, which will print the current working directory. An environmental variable can be defined with the export command. For example, if we are scanning a target and don't want to type any system IP repeatedly, we can quickly assign it an environmental variable and use that instead. Let's take an example, the export command. Export, I will give the variable name as IP is equal to, let's take a random IP as 8.8.8.8. Simply enter. The IP variable has assigned this IP which is 8.8.8.8. Now let's try to ping the command. We will use ping -c. We will provide number of iteration of 10 and we will use that variable as a $IP. Let's enter. Here we can see that we are getting the ping back from the 8.8.8. Let's echo the variable echo $IP. Here we can see that the IP variable has assigned the value as 8.8.8. If I want to assign one more IP address, so I will take the another variable as export IP2 is equal to 127.0.0.1, which is localhost. Simply enter. Now let's try to ping the IP2 variable. Ping -c number of iterations, and by passing the IP2 as a variable, simply enter. Now we can see that we are pinging from the localhost which is 127.0.0.1. The export command makes the variable accessible to the any subprocess we might spawn from our current base term instance. If we send the environment variable without the export, it will only available in the current shell. Now let's talk about the tab completion. The bash shell auto completes the function allow us to complete the file's name and the directory path with the tab key. Let's take an example. Suppose I want to go any directory. We start with the first letter D. So let's do cd. I will give capital letter D and I will press tab key. Here it shows me the suggestion about the directory. We start with the D. So I want to go to the desktop directory. So I will press tab key. Here it take me to desktop. Simply enter. Now I am in the desktop directory. If I want to go to the another directory with the help of the tab key, I will simply use cd tab application. It autofills the directory name because it contains only one directory in the particular location. If there were two or more directories, let's make the another directory mkdir test. Let's try to perform cd. Now I will press the tab key. Here it shows the directory that we have the two directory. If I press again the tab key, it will hover me to the application. If I press again the tab key, it will take to the test directory. So I want to go to the application directory. Simply enter. Here is the use of the tab key for the auto completion of the code. While working on the penetration testing, it is important to keep a record commands that have been entered into the shells. So to look at the history of the commands, we will use the simple command as a history. The history command simply shows the bunch of lists that we have used the command. Let's perform an example like, let's clear the screen. If I make a file by using the touch command, touch file 1 space file 2, I have created two files. If I use the history command, history, I will use tab key to autocomplete and enter. Here we can see that we are getting the previous command which we have entered in our shell. Like this way we can see the bunch of commands which we have entered previously. Now let's talk about the piping and redirection. In the previous command example, the output was printed on the screen. This is the convenience most of the time, but we can use the operator to save the output to the file. Let's do ls. If I do the echo command by giving some value hello world, I will simply redirect the string hello world to the files. So I will use the greater than symbol for redirection and simply give the file name that you have to store this string in the new file. So I will simply use redirection.txt. Enter. Let ls. Here we can see that we have created the new file. If we want to see the content of the file, so we will use the cat command to see the content of that file. Simply cat redirection.txt. Here we have got the output that we have used the echo command by redirecting to the file name. If we type echo hello world, and this time we will not redirect to the any particular file. Simply enter. It will simply show the output. It will not store to any files. To open the additional data to the existing file, we will use the operator like this. Suppose let's take an example with the redirection.txt. If I want to append the new string to the redirection.txt, I will use echo this is the appending of data. To open the data in the existing file, so we will use the double greater than symbol and supply the redirection.txt which is existing in our directory. Simply enter. If we try to print the content of that file, cat redirection.txt, here we can see that we are getting the two lines output, one as a hello world which we have stored previously, and the second line which we have stored now by appending to the existing file. If we talk about the piping, we can use the piping command to perform multiple command in the single line. So to perform the multiple command in the single line, let's take an example. If we try to append the string, so echo this is the appending of the strings in the existing files. We have to append these strings, that's why we will use double arrow symbol to the existing file redirection.txt. Now we will use the pipe symbol, and the second command comes here that we have to print the content of the redirection.txt. So we will use simple cat redirection.txt, enter. Here we see that first we have appended the string to the redirection.txt. Afterward, we have used the cat command to print the content of that file. Now if we want to count the string which is present in one by one line, so we will use the simple command cat redirection.txt wc for the word count -l, which represents line by line. Here it shows that it has 5 lines. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's talk about the text searching and the manipulation. If we want to search the text with the particular file which is present in the particular directory, we can use the simple command ls supply the directory for which we are going to search for that text. So I will use ls user bin. I will search in the user/bin directory. I will use pipe symbol to search the file. To search the text, we can use the simple grep command by supplying the text as a zip. Simply enter. Here we are getting the output that it shows that the file with related to the zip are present in the user/bin directory. If we want the more detail related to the previous command, we will simply add ls-l. It will shows the output one by one in the line with the additional information as about for what permission, for what user, and including this timestamp of that file. If we talk about the manipulation of the file or the string, we can use the seed command. The seed command is used to replace the particular word or the strings. So let's take an example. Let's clear the screen. Let's try to print the string by using the echo command. Echo. Let's try to print the message I have to try hard. Using the seed command, in double quote I will supply s forward slash. I have to replace the hard word with harder. Simply enter. Here we can see that we have replaced the hard as a harder. If we talk about the file, let's create the new file. Echo this is the new file which I have created. I am passing this string to the new file as a new file name .txt. Let's get the output of the file new file. Get new file.txt. Enter. Here is the string that I have supplied with the echo command by redirecting to the new file. If I want to change the new word as a old, so I will use the previous command, but this time we will use the cat command for to access the file content. Cat new file space, typing the command grep double quote s forward slash. If word which I want to replace is new to the old, simply enter. Oh sorry, I have used the grep. We have to use seed command, seed. Simply enter. Here we can see that we have replaced the new word as a old. Okay, we have completed with the command line commands. Now let's talk about the command which can be used to create the files or to write the files within the particular editor. There are many editors available for the kalilinux. The first one is nano. The nano command is used for to edit the file or to create the new file by supplying the content within the file. So I will create the new file as a intro to nano.txt. Enter. Here's the editor. Here's the nano editor has been opened. Here we can type the content within the file. I will type the content like this is the intro. This is the introduction of the nano editor. This can be used to edit the file content as well as to create the new file by supplying the content. Here I have written the use of the nano file by writing the message. To simply save the file, press Ctrl S. To exit from the nano editor, press Ctrl plus X. If we try to access the content of the introduction to the nano.txt, simply use cat command introduction.txt. Enter. Here we can see that we have getting the content that we have supplied to the file introduction to nano.txt. If I want to edit this existing file, so the command is nano the existing file as a introduction.txt. Simply enter. To add the content, adding the content. Ctrl plus S to save the file, Ctrl plus X to exit the editor. Again try to print the file. Like this way we can use the nano editor. The second editor is V. This can be used as a nano editor, but the working of the V editor is different from the nano. Let's take a look. Let's use the V command, creating the new file intro to v.txt. Enter. Here is the interface of the V editor. To write the content into this file, first we have to press the I key. Simply press the I. Here it shows that now you can insert the content within the file. So insert the content like this is the introduction for V. To save this file, first we have to press escape key, then colon WQ. Here it shows that I have entered the colon WQ to save the file. Press enter. Now if we try to access the content of the file, cat intro to v.txt, enter. Here we are getting the content that we have supplied to the intro to v.txt. Again, if we want to append more content to the existing file, the same command can be used as a v introduction to v.txt. To enter the content, first we have to press the I key. Here it shows that you can insert the content within the file. Let's get to the new line. This is the new content. To save file, press escape colon WQ. Let's get introduction to v.txt. Here we are getting the two line output. The another one, mousepad. So by creating new file, introduction to mousepad.txt, enter. This is the simple interface. So to write the content within the file, this is the intro to mousepad. To save the file, press Ctrl plus S. Simply we can exit by pressing the cross symbol. To get the content of this file, intro to mousepad.txt. Like this way we can use the different types of editor to edit the content or to create the new file and adding the content within the file. Now let's discuss about the downloading the file. If you want to download the file which is available on the internet, we can use the command like wget. Wget is used for to download the files which are available in the internet globally. So if you want to try to download the file, like suppose I will try to download the image. I want to get this image. I will use this URL to download this image and I will supply over here. Here we can see that the image has been downloaded. If we try to access this image, here is the image. which is downloaded. So wget is the command which can be used to download the files which are available on the internet. The another command is the curl command. It is similar like wget command. So the curl supplying the URL, we have to give the output as this file. We have to give the output as out o image dot jpg. Here the download is completed. Let's try to open the file. Here is the image which we have downloaded by the curl command. The curl command can be also used in a different perspective in the pen testing, which we will take a look in the further topics. Now let's talk about the aliases in the kalilinux. An alias is a string we can define that replace the command name. Aliases are useful to replace the common use command, and switches are the short within the shorter command. Let's take an example. If I try to create the aliases for the curl command, so simple command is aliases. By supplying the variable as a curl, I will give the name as download. Is equal to, and I am making the aliases for the curl command. Here is the working that I am using the aliases as a download for the curl command. Simply enter. If I use the download and again use the previous command, enter, here we are getting the same output for the curl. Here we have used the download command. In this download we have supplied the curl command. So if we try to access the download, it will work as a curl. That's why we use the aliases. So to remove the aliases, the simple command is unaliases, and we will supply this name that which we have created for the curl command. Just simply use download, enter. Now if we try to use the download by passing the same string which we have supplied for the previous one, enter. Now it says that the command download not found because the download command does not exist. This is the use of the aliases. So that's it for this video. In the next video we will talk about the practical tools which is available in the kalilinux.